Hey, Marco.
Hello.
Good morning.
Brendan and Emma are gonna show up today, or
Brendan is out,
oh, he's out.
and yeah, and Mihai
I
just
thought he was
said
out
he'll
last week.
he was. He's also out today.
I see. Okay.
And Mihai just said it'll be up to 15 minutes late.
So while we're getting started, I assume everyone's okay with considering next week's meeting canceled, since I know several of us will be on the way to KubeCon or already there.
Yeah, I think so. Also, I think isn't Monday technically a holiday too?
It is for Kusari.
Yeah.
I don't know about Google or anyone else, so
I'll be working.
Oh, okay.
Commute.
Yeah. I think we've mostly been following just the bank, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York holiday schedule. Um,
I think the main thing I had was just I think some of the reviews. I mean, Brendan's not here, but like the OCI registry collector, I wanted to get his feedback on it, and then yeah, some of the other PRs. I marked them all as need review, but that's about it. I think that was the main thing, at least for now. And then yeah, there was a comment on the the GUAC channel about providing feedback for the critical dependency. Brandon was working on the deps.dev on ingestion. I don't think he's done that. I mean, he's been out all week, last week, so I think that's about it. That was the main thing, at least. Yes, left. No. Is there anything else?
yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of is just anything we want to make sure that we have for KubeCon.
Is anyone presenting? Giving a talk?
Yeah, so Mihai and I are doing a talk. on the it's kind of the combination of the white paper that that Google and like he kind of wrote for the AI
Okay.
security and using GUAC with it. So we're meeting after
Oh, wow.
this to actually like make it demoable, and actually it's a lot of work to do in a week.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this week I'm going to be focusing on that and getting that stuff over the finish line. But yeah, that's what we're doing that at the we got it. We didn't get it at KubeCon. We got it at the Six Door Con, I believe, on Tuesday. We got it. That's on that, and then also Monday we also have it for Cloud Native Rejects or KubeCon Rejects or whatever it's called. I forget, but we got it for that one, and we got it for both of them. So Monday, Tuesday, we're presenting the
Okay.
same talk. Yeah, we submitted for the Six Door one came after, so it's like we got them both. So it kind of worked out.
Okay.
But we got rejected from KubeCon, official KubeCon.
So there's like another day specifically for the talks that got rejected from.
Yeah, so
from that.
you can submit your talk, and I think it happens before KubeCon happens. So it happens on
Right.
I think it starts on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday is when the rejects happens, and then Tuesday I think KubeCon officially kicks off, and that's when the Six Door Con happens, and then the rest of the time is the other events or KubeCon after that. Yeah, so you can just submit it. Again, you still have to get selected for it. I think it depends on how many people submit for it, but you can get selected or not selected. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can get rejected from that, Mike. I'm not sure if you know. Can you get rejected from the rejects? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if
I guess
enough people,
submit for it.
yeah, and in
Yeah.
fact, actually, I believe some folks have mentioned that Rejects is completely sold out, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay.
yeah, but no, yeah, definitely Rejects can get
You get rejected from rejects.
yeah, you can get rejected for, and in fact, some people have brought that up, like, oh, I got rejected from Rejects. What the heck? But I do
Well, I mean,
think,
it's only a limited time, right?
yeah,
Limited time,
I mean, yeah, it's limited
so.
time. I think what they're looking for, and this is what folks had told me, is that they're mostly looking for, that sounds like an interesting talk, but I can see why KubeCon is like, it doesn't necessarily really fit into what they're looking for, right? Like, so in the case of some of this stuff, it's like, GUAC, it's like tangentially related to some cloud native stuff, but blah, blah, blah. We, if you take something that is a true cloud native thing, they would take that. And so this is like, it's still interesting. It's still, related somewhat. And,
Yeah.
The only other thing is, so again, I spoke to the CNCF folks. They're still interested in running a POC with GUAC, like the CNCF staff, just like along with everything else. They're just like, it sounds like this year has been heck on getting folks to planning, I should say. Like it's been really difficult to actually plan for a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of things that's like, yep, a million fires came up. So this stuff all kind of, went on the back burners. But and Ben, this is maybe something to have you talked to GFI before? So that's
No, I haven't.
yeah, so Jeffrey Sika from CNCF. So him and I chat a little bit. He often is getting pulled into other things. He wants to do a POC by end of year. But he's hoping, I guess, when things calm down. But I can, in the very least, get you two synced up. So maybe we can have the chat of like, should we just spin this up?
Also, I know we chatted last time for the OpenSSF POC. So,
Yep. Yeah, we should really think about like, if there's value in it, then we should spin it up. If there's no value in it,
well, I think if we can spin it up, and then just getting feedback from the developers is like, hey, I would like to see this, or I would, this way they can like plug it in, and to their project, and then be like, hey, I would like to see this,
Yep.
and this. I think that would be valuable, like just as having that, even if like a few developers do it.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, how can we do that given just like how to like, I think we just need to maybe talk to a few folks about, is the answer here that we give them the ability to upload to an S3 bucket and we pull in from that S3 bucket? Is that the easiest solution, right? I think we
Mhm.
just need to sit down and think what's the, or not just that, right? Like we can talk to maybe like the Googlers and say, hey, does it make sense to just throw this into Google Cloud bucket and we can pull it in or whatever?
Yeah.
Um, I think that would be, I think we just need to sit down. Maybe this is even something that we can chat about at KubeCon, like at lunch one day, with maybe like
Is
a developer.
is Brendan? I don't think Brendan is
No,
coming.
no,
Right?
Brendan's not coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I checked with him. He's like, oh,
Okay.
I hear KubeCon's in London next year. I'm gonna save up to
Yeah.
do that one. I was like,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we should talk about that. I think we should. I don't think it's worth doing. I think I don't think we should let that drop, even if it's just a small POC. You know,
yep.
I think it's still worthwhile to do.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think we should let that drop. I think we should. I just think we need to make sure that like we have something spun up. Like I think what we'll have to do is we have to have something spun up that we can show somebody and say,
Yeah.
oh, just run this and you can put your SBOM or your salsa or whatever in there and we'll ingest it. Because if we start to say, oh, can you give us 2 weeks? Like, what would you like to see or whatever? I think people are just gonna be like, I don't know what am I supposed to be doing. I think, I think giving them something very specific will be useful.
Yeah, so I think definitely have it up and running, and then just be like, all you gotta do is just do this, and then that's it. Because if we tell them and then we do it after that, then they're gonna lose interest and they're gonna move on to something else. So I think hanging it ready and then like you do it, here it is, and that's it. Then people will use it instead of waiting around for it because they'll forget or they'll move on to something else.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think just the priority for this week, I think, is just if I'll message Brendan later on this week. I think my priority is going to be the KubeCon talk for the GUAC, and I think Mihai's also. So I reviewed the PRs that I could. I think I put some feedback in there. I think there's a couple of things that are Brendan or Mihai, whoever else wants to take a look at them. And then just this issue that was posted on the GUAC Slack. I think just providing some feedback. I think that's about it. Priority wise, I think this week. I am not sure if Brendan's gonna have time to do the deps.dev on ingestion stuff. I think he started it, but I'm not sure where he's at, so we'll find out later. But it's not a priority at this point, so it should be fine.
Yep.
All right. Anything else? We can probably call it early a little bit then.
Parth, if there's anything I can do to help with you getting stuff prepped for KubeCon next week, just let me know.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah. Oh, there's Mihai. Hey, Mihai.
Hello, sorry for being late. I had a separate
No
meeting
worries.
overlapping.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're going to end a little bit early anyways. I think it's just the priority for this week I think it's going to be our talk for getting that stuff done. And then besides that, it's just PR reviews. And then there's this issue comment. I know Brendan was working on the deps.dev on ingestion work. That's left for like the 1.0, the initial planning we had for 1.0. I think that was the only thing that was left. And we can, get rid of the collector subscriber and then we're kind of getting a good spot for like our initial plan for a 1.0, and then you can see if that's still the right plan or if that's something else we want to change there. But I think that was the main thing that was left. I think the REST API stuff, I think Marco, I think you're already reviewing that. So I think that's good. But so yeah. Other than that,
There
I
is
think,
one PR for GraphQL testing, which probably we shouldn't take it anymore if we're removing it.
the PR for GraphQL testing. Where is that?
Yeah, from Navin, 2216.
Oh, yeah, I think I approved that
Oh,
already.
Yeah,
It's a small one.
okay, then yeah, let's get in. I'm
And
going
it
to look
should
into it.
Yeah, I think it's needed to support some of the, like his other PRs. But yeah, I mean, you're right, with like the overwrite we've been talking about.
But I think that's gonna come after
Yeah,
the 1.0. I think we're gonna do that like as a separate thing, right? So I think we get to that and then we kind of separate everything out.
Okay. Okay.
Again, we can talk again about it as a group, or we can talk about it. But I think for now, yeah, we can merge it. I mean, you got to remove a lot of the back end still. Like we still have Neo4j and all that kind of stuff still in there. You want to clean all that stuff out, probably. All right. Okay. Anything else? All right. I think we can call it early for this week. All right. Thank you.
but
Thank you.